The time is now 1:30 Kyiv, so that's 11:30 Cardiff, and we just now on the outskirts of this small, not so much a city, it's more of a large town in Ukraine, in central eastern Ukraine. And just to recap, we've been travelling from Wales through with volunteers from England and from Wales, myself and Jenny Jenkins, collecting aid as we go from groups like Cardiff for Ukraine and Tempakau, Welsh Aid for Ukraine, also Fellas for EU in Germany. And this aid is now being delivered directly by us in some cases, by Ukrainian volunteers in other cases, and via the internal logistics services available commercially in Ukraine at a very good price and very quickly. So as you can see, I'm driving, I'm in my van, so we're live. Just want to say hi to everyone, and if you're taking some time out this morning or this afternoon in Ukraine, you'll be able to see the delivery to this hospital. Fantastic delivery of, I think, 9 or 10 hospital beds, very heavy hospital beds, mattresses and everything, hardly used, practically brand new, to this hospital, which they're much needed. Rehabilitation equipment, medical supplies, humanitarian supplies, and some of it's already been offloaded and going to be sent via logistics and with other volunteers. So we had a 3-vehicle convoy with 2 trailers, and we had an ambulance that we picked up then and towed on a trailer, along with the trailer I was towing with the hospital beds in. So all of us were driving, we've all been working hard, many early mornings, 4 a.m. finishes and early starts, so very late and early starts. And so just the lead vehicle wants to overtake this vehicle, so I need to keep him in sight. It's not easy to do in a Ford Transit with 2-ton of beds on the back of it. And we're not far out now, so I do apologise for having to sit there and listen to me while we go on. And it's been, I don't know whether I'm out of practice, because this is my 50th trip, and when the full-scale illegal Russian invasion first started, I was on the road fairly quickly in the April. We started helping volunteers and charities as early as the March, mid and end March, with customs documents and even then ferry tickets, thanks to Stena and especially Irish Ferries, who are the only ferry company that is still supporting our humanitarian efforts. And I think we've sent out about 195 convoys, possibly more than that, near enough 200, And they're single vehicle, multi-vehicle convoys, sometimes up to 40 to 50 vehicles in length. And we try to maximize the aid impact by, yes, the vehicles are going out, and we never want to send an empty vehicle. There's always something useful that can be sent to Ukraine to help the population deal with this illegal Russian invasion. And there's been a learning curve, and we've developed a very good process now, a very efficient process. We've only ever lost one box, and that was lost for about a week, and it was recovered. And I think that was a box for Ukraine aid operations. And we've got, well, I think it was socks, to be honest. But we got that back, and then we managed to get it to where it was going. And talking of boxes, I mean, the stuff we've been sending, I was asked to help develop a supply chain from Australia. Worked really close with the AFUO and Australian volunteers, especially Liz Plaslavska. And together we managed to move near, I think it's 20 million Australian dollars worth of orthopedic aid into Ukraine fairly quickly over a 12-month period. And that medical aid has been absolutely essential in saving nearly 50,000 limbs. Okay, so just try and get that, just try and understand that. 50,000 arms and legs, life-changing injuries, those Australian volunteers managed to save. And we distributed that into different hospitals in Kyiv and was it Lviv and Ternopil and Dnipro, I should say. And it was, when we were in Kherson, Yaroslav was saying to me, it was literally like 2 years ago, I think, exactly, near enough to the week or two, that we met a melon seller, and Yaroslav was in Petrovsk last week, and he stopped and he seen this seller again, and he was like, "Oh, I have to stop and I have to see it because we were here like 2 years ago when we went to Dnipro." And she remembered me, and she said hello, and she said thank you, and she actually gave Yaroslav some watermelons for me, and I'm going to be very lucky to have them before we leave. And it's fantastic that we're able to reminisce over some good times when we're out here, because there's so much bad news all the time. It's very easy to get depressed. Many people that I have got in my phone that I used to communicate with very regularly, volunteers, humanitarian volunteers, and guys in the International Legion, they're no longer alive because of the illegal Russian invasion, and it's those conversations are going to stay there unfinished, unfortunately. But I'm reluctant to delete them. I don't want to delete them. So we're just coming into lovely little sort of town now, and I'm just going to see if I can swap this round, which might help. Let's see if we can do this now on the road. Now that is changing that, so bear with me. Might have to do this when I stop, but let's see if we can edit it. Image source, video settings, video front camera. I want back camera. Hey, here we go. Watch my tires. Yes, here we go. And I can see one of the directors. So here we are. This is a lovely hospital, and we're going to now meet some of the volunteers, and that's Paul there from Kent. There's Jenny as well. Jenny Jenkins, as a lot of you will know, has been out with me about 5 times. Yaroslav Kolodi there as well. And I'm just going to get out of there now, and we will be able to meet the director of the hospital. So here's Jenny.
Oh, hi.
I do apologise about the dodgy camera work. Just bear with me. So as we got Roman there driving another aid vehicle, and
Sean, let's go straight on. Yeah, just follow me.
Back in the van. So we're going to go back in the van now. Just managed to get out. Let's say hello first. Let's go and say hello. All that effort to get out. The director of the hospital. Good to see you, Dobry den.
Dobry den.
Nice to see you again. How are you doing? Yes. And we're back.
We come back.
We're back. Number.
Very well.
Yeah, it's okay, Dobry.
It's back onto medical aid.
Oh, fantastic. We've got some good stuff here. Very nice beds from Cardiff. So I'm going to get back in the van now, and we're going to just get to unload. So perhaps I'll leave you with Jenny a second, and you can run through some stuff, Jenny.
Yeah, okay. Yes, in the van we will have hydraulic beds and all the headboards and leg to stop the legs going off the bed. We have 9 of those. We did think we had 10, but somewhere along the line they haven't been loaded. They're very, very heavy, but they will be very, very protective for you. So
thank you.
So as Sean brings in the heavy load, we will be unloading shortly. These beds are absolutely vital because casualties are increasing all the time, and the necessity and need for them.
Okay, I think Jenny might have connected back to me. So if that has happened, I'm just figuring out where they want me. And okay, we're just gonna go with directed. And move this trailer into position where they need it.
Okay, and I think that's where they need it. So let's jump back out and get you back over to Jenny. Should always remember to turn the Bluetooth off when I'm doing this, otherwise you end up connecting to different things.
So we're back. And Jenny was saying, what?
I was saying that it's very humbling and it's a privilege to see what goes on here, because you've got surgeons, you've got doctors, you've got nurses who will come out now and help us unload this very, very valuable aid. 9 hydraulic beds, which have come from Cardiff. These would have gone to landfill if we hadn't picked them up. We need to be, make it known that these items are so very, very vital here in Ukraine. The amount of casualties are men, women, children, soldiers, defenders of Ukraine are coming in here every day, and plus the normal operations and illnesses that go on in any district or city or country. So it's just amazing. And if we go over to the van here, as Sean is trying to open the back, you can see then that there are the beds. They are all in 100% working order. There's also the mattresses that go with them. And as I say, these will be on the wards today now. We also have another van full of humanitarian aid, which will be unloaded in a few minutes and taken up to relevant wards that are going to be using them. There's a lot of I'm not sure what's in here at the moment, but it's all medical, right to the brim medical equipment. So we will be going to help unload in a minute. So I will pass you over to Sean.
You can do the sandwich, Jen?
Yeah, I'll do the
So we're here with Roman, the volunteer director of Wheels of Victory, and this is a trailer that we managed to get, luckily, before we left Wales, to fit these on. And let's see now. I don't know. Paul, can you just give Jenny a hand to clip these up, please? Thanks, Paul, because they're very high. We'll get Jenny a box. And
make a common photo if possible.
Yes.
Yeah, and after this we will unload all this.
Yes. So we're just rolling up the sides, and as you can see, these are the hospital beds, and I say they're virtually unused, and the mattresses a little bit dirty. They need a wash because we've been handling them and unloading them. And we're just going to have to take a photo. A second.
Can I just ask you to hold this a second? And you just have to take a quick photo. I'm going to be back with you now.
Оксана нам. Так, давай. Нам треба. Давай, лицей. Ви точно долучилися до привезення. Подивіться сюди. Ром, вставай.
Дивіться, я пишу для Шона, то ви це. Славік, ти щось можеш сказати.
Супер. А буса видно в саді цього?
Все.
Ого.
Can you just explain to the viewers who we have?
Yes.
Так от, даємо назад.
Ром, підходи, я буду
Тебе
повністю
по кругу, туди
сказати
треба.
може.
Петро Іванович.
Оксана, да, хтось там цей. Ви тримайте, а я під'їду. А може я другою стороною заїду?
Ні, отакому.
Вам потрібен сам процес розвантаження, так?
Ближче, щоб звук було чути. Now we are here in Підволочиськ Hospital, and Підволочиськ Hospital has area, is a big hospital, 42,000 people. This hospital are serving, and thanks to now we have a big reform in the medical area, and it's not good that it's during war, but only hospital who has equipment, who has all due to list a government, Ukrainian government are paying money for salary, for all costs. And this reform began to work, but hospital now don't have money to buy beds, to buy all equipments, rehabilitation equipment, and all that they need to serve people, to give them a medical service. That's why now it's very important, because if hospital don't have this list, beds for example, or equipment, doctors that now a lot of doctors are going to zero position. It's a really problem with the doctors, and a lot of women who are doctors now with children, if they don't have salary here because hospital don't have list, and if they don't have list, it's not possible for hospital to survive. And a lot of doctors don't have salary because don't have list. Hospital don't get money from budget, and reform is good, but not during wartime, when hospital, when societies don't have money to buy beds, equipments, all that they need for this list to get money from government. And in this time, a lot of doctors, the children, women are going outside of Ukraine. It's possibility to earn bigger money outside of Ukraine. That's why it's very important now to support big hospital who are. It's a local hospital. It's a lot of wanted guys now, because it's most safety area in Ukraine, and it's a lot of wanted warriors, soldiers, refugees are going here. They are living here in the Ternopil region, and they need a medical service. And this bed, that thanks to Sean, UK for UA, thanks to Helen and Cardiff for Ukraine, and thanks to
Cardiff University.
Cardiff University give a lot of medical university give a lot of medical aid. It's a possibility now to save, to give possibility to survive medical service hospitals, to give this medical service to all who are need this now here. And you have to understand that on zero position it's a first aid, yeah, just to make that people that wounded soldiers and refugees survive, and it's moving to west part, yeah, here to give possibility wounded, injured Ukrainians to renew, to make rehabilitation, to get all medical services. That's why this aid is very, very important. It's a possibility for Ukrainians to survive, to renew, to return to normal life. Big thankful for you, for Sean, for all that you are doing, and thank you for helping, supporting, and donating. We will win together, definitely.
And it puts a lot of extra, the continued creep of the full-scale illegal Russian invasion puts a lot of pressure on the existing medical resources, with people coming from now, like Avdiivka and Bakhmut,
yes.
and
now all Pokrovsk is going out.
yeah.
It's evacuation. Yeah.
So it puts extra strain on an already system that perhaps wasn't what we would recognise in the UK as a medical system.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of still bureaucracy from the Soviet era that perhaps even hampers the distribution between the hospitals. So, we've had problems and we've had to make solutions to make sure that things get spread and they're not just stuck really in one place. And it's very important to get the right things to the right places, otherwise, they're not going to get used.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very part of the plan. And as you can see over in the background, this is more of the humanitarian aid that was come from Wales and Jeffrey Hartman in the UK, Ukrainian Action.
And also here it's from Jenny Jenkins, from Service for Ukraine, Helen, and also Marina, who are not stop helping. It's a big society. Yeah, you know that in Welsh it's a big society in different parts. It's in the south, in all part of Wales. Yeah.
Lots of volunteers in Wales. Thank the Lord has been helping us. And perhaps I'll give this lady's arm a rest now. And thank you very much. And we can run through what's going on here. So we've got the ramps, if they want to start, when they're able to flip them over, Yaroslav, they can wheel them off. And
можна буде, якщо ми поставимо їх, то тут є такі підножки, їх можна буде скочувати. Але треба руками вилізти перші.
But the first couple will have to come off first.
Yes.
By hand. And as you can see, even with several able-bodied people, it's fairly tricky to get these things on and off. Could you introduce this gentleman to our viewers?
I want to introduce Igor Vasilyev. He's the deputy of Verkhovna Rada, and thanks to him, he make really big support. He try to survive this hospital to give to whole Ukrainians. It's 42,000 Ukrainians that this hospital are serving, and thanks to him, he's supporting on a government level the different equipments, different kind of instruments, and also with the documents to make that this hospital will work normally, and Ukrainians, they don't feel that something happened, something wrong, and he's really good,
And there's many hospitals in Ternopil region, many hospitals in Ternopil region.
Yeah, he's helping not only this whole hospital. He understands that medical support now it's very important to stabilize situation. Ukrainians need to have medical service on level, and it's very important during time of this reformation. Yeah, to stabilize and to organize all services, medical services is working.
Yeah.
From the stomatology until the most important trauma and orthopedic.
Якби не та жінка, ми б ніколи не знали.
Бачите?
These ones are now
Ці дуже важчі. Ці дуже важчі, хлопці обережніше, бо вони більше наворочені.
Поступила пропозиція взяти гостей, піти показати реабілітацію.
I think it's best if they use the ramps for these ones, Jenny. Wheel them off. Yeah.
Ви беріть гостей, а ми поки я покерую, ми розгрузимо. Давай.
Ми зараз
Давай, бери.
бо мушу відповісти.
That's it.
Jenny Jenkins. Jenny,
Жені,
come back.
Ой, повтори, будь ласка. Алло.
Come. Pull.
Зараз зачекай, в чому?
He's on the phone. Yeah. So we flip it over on here and wheel them off. Yeah.
Так, ну тоді було можна.
я так його.
Один. А то там скільки їх було?
Маєш контакту було?
Yaroslav.
She's asking Paul.
То як я там поставив, тоді.
Вони до мене так підзвонили. Що, я знімаю. Дякую. Так, все,
Що
дякую.
він хоче повірити його?
Yaroslav. Can you just ask him to flip it onto the wheels and then down the ramps?
Yeah, just put it on wheels, but carefully.
Є.
Обережно саме колеса і звозимо їх по цьому. Що мало що.
Yeah, the beds they lift and they move, and you've got to try and grab a part that is stable.
Don't please repeat. You asked me something.
No, it was just he wanted you to translate the process to get them off, and they just need to go onto the wheels, and then they can be wheeled off fairly easy. But that was all it was. But these ones are a lot heavier, as you can see.
And also you have to understand that some of the hospitals now in Ukraine, they are nearly closed. If no active people, if volunteers are not helping from other countries, a big area now without medical support, without medical service. And thanks to all volunteers for helping, supporting, donating. Now it's like a recovering medical system, yeah, to new rail, yeah, to new rules, yeah. That it's normal, yeah. Now it's medical reform,
Yeah, huge.
but it began before open invasion. But now it's like an active phase, yeah. That it's it's on one hand we need this, on other hand during war when it's without budget, it's like hospitals didn't get money because they don't have on list what they have,
And that budget's for buying a lot of the supplies that we bring.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
and when you're doing 40 operations a day,
Yeah.
you go through a lot of consumables. And we're lucky in the UK as we have a plentiful supply of these consumables. And these consumables, unopened and unused, even if they come in close or just over their sell-by date, which means that they may not be sterile, but it's very unlikely. And yeah, these are thrown away, and like these beds they would be recycled. They would be melted down. They would be scrapped, and they're perfectly usable.
Yeah, because here they don't have at all. In some department, they don't have at all beds. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is functional bags.
But this
It's
is
really
better.
good.
This is
yeah.
more environmentally friendly because
Of
you don't
course.
have to remake it. There's less
Yes.
carbon.
Yes.
You don't have to make this from scratch. There's less steel.
Yeah.
And with the medical
100%.
consumables, you know, again with the
100%.
plastics and
But at least this is it's ecological at least.
yes.
But most important that it's possibility to hospital has beds that they can use
And
for
bandages
medical service
and tubes and IVs and all the consumables, you know, that we
all
bring.
that it's possible because here it's if we don't have budget for war, of course priority is war, it's weapons and all that we need, and of course medical aid, medical support is very important for people who are in war, and it's big thankful for all volunteers who are helping and supporting and donating. Thank you.
We can see now that the bulk of these beds from Cardiff Medical University is unloaded, and they'll be cleaned up, and the plugs will be changed, and any damage that we've done while moving them will be fixed. And I think we just need to unload the van now, and we can seal up the trailer. And we've got our new logo, which is pretty snazzy with the medical staff. And we can open the van. We've got our NAFO sticker just still intact. And we've got medical supplies and crutches and things in here from English and Welsh volunteers.
Все, нехай від'їжджає. Той під'їжджають, далі до цього. Зараз. Де той?
So the van is going to be having a new axle. Finally, the wheel was not far from falling off, and there's the axle. Actually, talk about it and it appears. So we've managed to buy an axle, and this axle now, thanks to Yaroslav, he's going to now put it on the van today.
Yes, we have a plan to renew Sean for the transit that he's using 50 trips here to Ukraine, and it's 200,000 miles. It's crazy, and Sean, it's really helpful.
And very early on, I said that we would keep going until the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean it literally. And
I will bring it.
Super.
Because I'm afraid that it will live here in hospital.
He's a very, very funny guy. Very funny guy. And we've got a ladder coming in, literally coming into the van. I'm one of the hospital directors, humanitarian aid directors. and we will. Super. Thank you. Thank you. I just add a couple more dents to my vehicle. Unfortunately, it's suffered quite a bit of damage on the trip 49, and as you can see, we've got some holes, and my Cymru sticker and the back panel there is damaged, and we've got a big nice crease up there which I'm gonna have to get fixed. And we've also got some damage down to the bottom sill and trim. And yeah, it's a fantastic vehicle. There's a lot of space in there. When we first started coming out to Ukraine, we didn't have trailers, and we were struggling. I think on one occasion, I managed to fit 7 pallets of Australian medical supplies into the back and the front, the cab of the vehicle, and we literally had stuff everywhere under the seats, and you name it, it was everywhere. So I think now we're going to get this unloaded perhaps somewhere else, and we're just waiting for direction now where they want us to go. And as you can see, a lot of this surgical equipment. Let's have a look at some of this stuff. So we have one of these, and it looks pretty nasty stuff, but it's sealed, yeah. And you know, yes, it may be past its sell-by date, but in an emergency situation, you know, a medic, a physician, I think would be glad of this as opposed to nothing. And this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get this stuff reused, and we've even developed processes where we can perhaps repackage and re-sterilize this stuff and put it back into emergency situations. And we're joined by Jenny Jenkins.
Yeah, we've just been invited to go into the rehabilitation centre. We are going to see some of the equipment we've donated, and we will be able to then send them out on our post so that the donators can see what a difference they are making. So, thank you.
And rehabilitation-wise, Steve Matthews, another volunteer that's been out to Ukraine with myself, has managed to obtain a skiing machine that's in there somewhere down towards the back. And yeah, we are going to move, I think. So we're going to leave this open, Jenny. So very, very kind of them. They're going to donate some flags for fundraising, and sign these flags for Paul and Jenny.
Jenny, Paul, Oksana want to sign that medical staff will sign flag with thankful for donors. Can you say names, yeah, that you will take with?
And you've got the black and red flag up there, which is the Ukrainian flag in blood. Will give you that colour. And we've joined as well by some of the nursing staff and the physicians who have come out to see us. So we're going to come over here and see. Come on here. So. C-A-U.
Hop. Oh, paper cow, yeah.
Yes, spell pen per cow. That's the question for today. Answers on a postcard to PO Box, Ukraine.
Can you write? Yeah, because I afraid that
no prizes for this.
Yeah.
and we've been lucky for the last couple of hours not to have air alarm. I think the last one finished. I fell asleep about 4:50, something like that, where I was, and it's nothing like falling asleep in the middle of an air alarm.
Yeah, this is flag
to give you nightmares.
Because 3.
As unfortunately, many people don't wake up in the morning after these air alarms, and unfortunately,
No, this will be in our room. Then we go
In your room, okay.
Yeah, we got a room with flags.
Okay.
Just trying to think.
Yeah, just write. Yeah, I will write Jenny and Phil.
a big hello to everyone at home watching this, and I say the UK volunteers, we stand with Ukraine shoulder to shoulder. We're here, we're in the air alarms, under the threat of attack from the Russists, who are determined to conquer this proud nation, and sympathize with these people who just want to get on and live a prosperous, peaceful life without the interference, political interference and military interference of their imperialist neighbor, their authoritarian neighbor, who doesn't have democratic. And you'll get all the talking lines of, oh, there's no election in Ukraine at the moment. Well, they're at a state of war. And that's why there's no elections in Ukraine at the moment, because we're fighting an invasion. And as I'd imagine, as soon as the invasion is finished, if Russia wants an election in Ukraine, then if they leave Ukraine, and stop bombing and attacking Ukraine, then they will be able to have an election in peace.
Thank you.
But it's not the time at the moment. I say Yaroslav has been instrumental to so many deliveries. His home story, I was touched on previously, had himself a medical education, and actually went to Maidan Square in Kiev when he heard that they were shooting at the Ukrainian protesters, and there is footage of Yaroslav at the medical evacuation point in Maidan Square. For the New York Times, I think. Was it New York Times?
Yeah. О, дуже дякуємо.
And the hospital director and the Ternopil political leadership of just signing the flag.
Дівчата, можна попросити, щоб ви підійшли, попідписували? Так. Ми зараз на кожного вас попросимо.
And why did you go to Maidan Square when you heard?
You know, it's very often people are asking, yeah. But it's, I think, the same why people, if you are asking why you are shown here, yeah. Because I understand that I want to do it, and it's, for me, it's better to do it than not to do it. I think it's the main reason, yeah, because I feel that I have to do it. Yeah.
A moral obligation.
Yeah.
Or civic obligation or moral obligation. It's like, why do you help with Scouts?
It's so difficult to divide it, to separate it, because really, I remember this time when we were with my wife on kitchen, and we see what is happening in Maidan.
Social media.
Yeah, social media, that Ukrainians are killed, yeah, that... and I called to Roman, yeah, that he is also here, and say, I'm departure. It was during night, yeah, and about 2 a.m. I called to him and say that I will departure at 5 o'clock morning, and let's meet in my house. And they just go to me at 5 a.m. and we just go to Kyiv, yeah.
And why was your mum worried?
Oh, it was a difficult story. Yeah, my mom was crazy about it. Yeah, because she afraid of me. Yeah, and she said that it's very dangerous. Yeah, she see on social media that Ukrainians are killed. Yeah, and we were in a first position. Yeah,
And it was the Rosgadia that were killing Ukrainians, not
Yes.
Ukrainian security services. They Rosgadia were brought into.
we got a documents of Russian guard. Yeah, and but you know that we didn't understand in this time a deepness of this problem. Yeah, that
Interference.
in very short time will be a beginning of war. Yeah, that it's they have a very big plan in Ukraine. Yeah, on Ukrainian area. Yeah. And but we didn't think in the time of Maidan 2014. Yeah, about it. We just do what we know to do, and I feel inside that I have to be in this place. Yeah, and just we have to go to this place.
By going there and doing the right thing, what were the potential consequences your mother was worried about?
I think like every mother, yeah, she's thinking about her children's safety, about risks, yeah, and it's about death or life, yeah,
And affecting other members of your family, even.
Yeah, and also it's a question of in that time Yanukovych, he was a president. He has a really big powerful, and she was also afraid of because I was a co-owner of a business, and she was afraid that it's so strong president, criminal president Yanukovych. He will not allow if somebody on New York Times, face, that everybody see this, that it will be a big problem with businesses, also with the safety of family, and it's like always in post USSR system, that if you has your own idea, your own position, it's only a question of time when you will be in prison. Yeah, and we see what is happening now in Russia. Yeah, in Russia. Yeah.
So, if Paul can just take this a second.
Yeah.
Jenny can just take this a second.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to Yaroslav for all of his help over the past nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
And without his help and without Wheels of Victory, a lot of the aid wouldn't be in the places where it's needed. And from his moral choice to go and do the right thing at Maidan, he's in touch with many volunteers throughout Ukraine who were at Maidan, and those extended networks, and he's been able to help us along with Plast, along with the Plast and Scouting network within Ukraine, and help us get what's needed to where it's needed. So I'm going to leave that with you guys now. Thank you for being with us today, and please keep collecting and volunteering, and if you can't, donating to the people who can, and we will win together.
Definitely, and I want also to say thank you, Sean. You cannot imagine. You are like a glue, yeah.
I feel like 50 now.
Yeah.
I've aged 5 years at least in this past.
Yeah, and it's a big help if Sean really not involved in this, like he's involved. It's 53, and it's a lot of medical aid, and thanks to Jenny, thanks to Paul Tovey, all volunteers, Helen and Cardiff for Ukraine,
Fellas for EU, German volunteers, European volunteers, Australian volunteers, Canadian, American, everyone that we work with, everyone from South America.
Very, very important.
Everyone in the free world who is supporting Ukraine.
Thank you.
We will win together as long as we stand together and not be divided by the propaganda and the nonsense that is being fed down our social media channels at the moment, which has got a lot worse since Elmo managed to buy X, or Twitter, as I will keep calling it, with Russia's money. But
thank you.
Thank you. You will win together. Slava Ukraini.
Heroes Slava.
So we're gonna leave.